Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ronin Charizard and I want to welcome you to today's episode. But before we get into that, I need you to take a look at this analytical stat bar right here. As you can see, 62% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you could do me a favor, just hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss another upload. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's episode, Season 2, Part 10 of What If Ash Was Born in Unova. I hope you enjoy. A moment of clarity. Today, we pick back up with Iris, Ash, and Silent as they come to a very familiar sight, a house north of Losesi Town that belongs to the former champion of Unova, Alder. They're here to see the old man and catch up with what he's been doing since the last time they saw him, just over a year ago. Upon walking up, they are greeted with the familiar sight, Benga outside training, but this time he's battling with his grandfather. It seems intense. Alder is going one-on-one using his Accelgor against a Pokemon Ash has never seen before, but Iris has. It's the one that Benga caught when they were in the desert resort in the Relic Castle. Ash readies his Pokedex when Iris utters the name of this Pokemon, Volcarona. What, Ash replies? When? Oh, it was at the desert resort when we got lost. I ended up in the Relic Castle and Benga was there. I walked in as he had captured it, but the conversation of the group is interrupted when Accelgor, though at a disadvantage, manages to push through a heat wave to knock out the Fire Moth. Benga yells no in frustration. This is the 5th match today. Benga, I think we should stop. If you continue, your Pokemon could get hurt. It's too close to the league to lose a valuable member. But Grandpa, no buts. Besides, we have company, as Alder points to the onlookers. Iris, Ash, and Silent. It's been a while. I hope you're all well. We are, Alder. How have you been, Iris asks. Oh, just enjoying retirement, helping Benga with training before the league. How about you, Iris? How's the life of a champion been treating you? Benga scoffs at this statement, triggering Alder to scold the boy for his rudeness. Not wanting anything to do with his group, Benga tells his grandfather he's heading into town to train at the Battle Club. What's his problem, Ash asks. Oh, pay him no mind. It seems he had a run-in with Team Plasma recently, and it wasn't in his favor. Well, it seems he's not the only one, Iris says. Well, why don't you come inside and we can talk all about it, Alder says, pointing at the door. The group follows their host inside as he offers them drinks and a chance to relax. Iris and Ash begin to explain the most recent events with Team Plasma. They even awaken Zekrom and have it in their possession, the young champion says. Well, it seems they have been busy as of late. From what Benga told me, there was a group that attacked him. He couldn't even defend himself. So since he's been home, he's been on a non-stop training session. All he seeks is strength. I noticed that when he was battling my gym, Silent says. He won, but there is something there that could be dangerous. Yes, very troubling, Alder says. Anyway, what brings you lot to my door, the old hermit asks. Well, we wanted to stop by and say hi, Iris says. We're heading back to Aspersia City till the league starts. Yeah, we were gonna do some training ourselves, Ash follows. I see, Alder says. So Ash, are you competing in the league? You know it, the tenacious young boy responds. Well then, how about a battle, Ash? I'm quite interested in how much stronger you've become. With the fire in his eyes that only Iris has come to know, Ash accepts without hesitation. Laughing, well then let's head out to the battlefield, Alder spouts. Outside, Ash and Riolu take their positions on their side of the field. The two have a brief flashback to a year prior. They were here, battling Alder. We weren't much of a team back then, were we, buddy? But that's changed, Ash says. Riolu excitedly nods as its trainer readies for the first battle. Ash, this will be a 3-on-3. We battle until we have no Pokemon left. That's fine with us, Alder. Well then, let's see what you got, kid, as he sends in his first Pokemon, Braviary. So, a flying type. Well then, we'll take to the skies as well. Swanna, I choose you. The two terrors of the sky take flight, but it's clear that Braviary has the greater speed of the two, as it reaches the battle altitude first. Seeing this, Ash knows he's going to need something extra to help Swanna's stamina in the battle. As Alder gives Ash the first move, he calls for a knocker ring. As Swanna glows in a blue aura, Alder is quick to take advantage of this opening with a high-impact move, Rock Slide. The boulders surround the star-spangled bird as it flies slides towards Swanna, connecting with the super effective damage. Though it has a healing move in place, the rock slide sends Swanna into a nosedive from the force of the attack. Ash, yelling for Swanna to pull up, watches as his flyer is stunned, heading for the ground. Even though his eyesight is bad, Alder can see that this is another free opening, ordering Braviary to attack again with the Crush Claw, with Braviary hitting its prey with another high-impact move. Ash, yelling to Swanna, is finally able to get through it, allowing it to pull up just before hitting the ground. However, it's struggling. Things aren't exactly as Ash envisioned. He thought that he would have a better chance since he's grown a lot over the last year, but it quickly becomes obvious that the last time they battled, Alder was holding back. Ash, you okay? I was hoping for more of a challenge, Alder pokes. Yeah, just thinking things through. Well, while you decide, I guess I'll wrap up this battle. Braviary, use Aerial Ace. The Predator bird locks onto its target. There's no chance this misses. Swanna, still struggling to gain altitude, flaps its wings as hard as it can. Ash finally comes up with something. Knowing this is a high roll, Ash tells Swanna to fire an air slash upward. Alder tells Braviary to hold the course. They have this one. As it closes in, connecting with the attack, Ash tells Swanna to pull up, forcing the Aerial Ace to land on its underside. The motion that Braviary came in with was an upward one, and this is where Ash's plan comes in, as Swanna was blocking the line of sight for the air slash, allowing Braviary to fly directly into the spiraling sphere of air. It's surrounded on all sides, being cut from every direction, stunning the Predator. This gives Ash the opening he was looking for, so Swanna can hit back with its strongest move, Acrobatics. Swanna uses what speed it has left to hit from all angles, striking for massive damage. Braviary begins to fall from the sky, now stunned from the onslaught its opponent produced. Alder is impressed, telling Ash so, not really focused on the battle at this point. Ash, unsure how to take this, loses his focus, but Iris tells Ash not to break this train of thought. You need to finish this. Realizing she was right, Ash orders a bubble beam. Swanna fires its attack. Swanna fires the attack, trying to make up for the seconds they lost in Ash's lapse of focus, but it's to no avail, as Braviary is gone in a flash at the order of its trainer to land another Aerial Ace. With the attack connecting, it becomes apparent that even with the Aqua Ring, Swanna is far outclassed. It won't last much longer. Wanting to cause as much damage as possible, Ash decides to try something that is questionable at best. He tells Swanna to wait. Alder, knowing Ash is up to something, tells his bird to end this with a rock slide. As it rushes in, Ash calls for another acrobatics. Swanna does the best it can to push through the rocks, connecting from as many angles as possible, but in the end, the water bird is pushed to the ground, unable to battle. Silent calls the battle in Alder's favor, while Ash recalls his bird, thanking for the hard-fought battle. Well, Ash, that was intense. You've definitely grown over the last year. Thanks, Alder, but I was hoping that our growth would have been much more than what was displayed in our first battle. Well, Ash, you still have 2 Pokemon, so you still have a chance. True, Ash says, as he sends in his next choice, Krokorok. The Sandcroc enters the battlefield, ready for its challenge. Well, Ash, this is exciting. I'm curious why you would have chosen a Pokemon with a disadvantage. Don't worry, Alder, that doesn't matter to us. Right, Krokorok? It spouts sand from its nostrils, indicating its alignment with its trainer. Well, Ash, let's see what it can do. Braviary, use Crush Claw. Ash counters this with a dig, canceling out the attack. Well, I see what you mean, kid. Then, let's try this. Aerial Ace. Braviary rushes in, connecting with Krokorok. But Ash was waiting for this, ordering his Mon to use Crunch on the bird, preventing it from escape. Alder orders Braviary to break free by any means necessary, but it can't, being locked in the jaw of its opponent. This allows Ash a moment of relief as he can now move at his pace. Alder, however, orders a move that could be a problem. Superpower. The bird begins to charge the attack. Ash, knowing this is urgent and wanting to end this, orders Krokorok to take Braviary into the ground with Dig. As they descend into the ground, Alder tells his Mon to fire the attack, in hopes of connecting before they are completely under. But the two are completely submerged, as the ground quakes from the hole that was created. After moments of no action, some rustling can be heard. Krokorok appears from the hole, spitting out its opponent, as Braviary is unable to battle. Alder recalls his bird. Well, Ash, it appears that crazy move prevented Superpower from causing any damage. It was a gamble, but I had faith in my Pokemon, the young trainer says. Well, let's see if it can stand up to my next powerhouse. Conkeldurr, you're up! Asking his Mon if it can continue, Krokorok nods. Well, Ash, your Pokemon's got guts, Alder says. Silent then declares the start of the next battle, as Alder, this time, begins with the Poison Jab. Ash, knowing that this move won't cause a lot of damage, tells Krokorok to use Crunch in an attempt to stop it. But Ash underestimates the power difference between the two Pokemon, as Krokorok is flung around while locked onto Conkeldurr's fist. But it won't let go, chomping down even harder. This causes the fighting type to shudder in pain, eventually using its free hand to pull off the croc, throwing throwing it as far away as possible. But Ash uses this new airborne advantage to power up one of Krokorok's newest moves, calling for an aerial ace that crashes into its target, stronger than usual, forcing it to the ground. Retreating to its side of the field, Krokorok readies for its next altercation. Using its concrete pillars, Conkeldurr pushes itself up to continue the battle. Well, Ash, smart thinking. I wouldn't expect something like that out of that interaction, but we won't allow that to happen again, as Alder orders a Stone Edge. Krokorok uses a dig at Ash's order. It dives down to avoid the attack, but this is what Alder was looking for, as his true plan comes out as he orders an earthquake that rocks the battlefield. You can hear Krokorok cry in pain as it is ravaged by the seismic activity. Then things go silent. No movement, no sound. Krokorok, Ash calls, but nothing. Thinking the battle is over, Ash walks out to the field. He wants to recall his Pokemon, but it's under the ground, so he's gonna have to start digging for it. But as Ash takes his first step, the ground diver emerges from underneath its opponent, connecting with the dig. This was unguarded, allowing Krokorok to capitalize on the damage it caused earlier with Aerial Ace. This pushes Conkeldurr back. Ash, you've made this very entertaining, but I'm afraid this battle is at its end. Oh, I agree, Alder. Conkeldurr, use superpower. The Hulkimon swells as it focuses all of its remaining energy into a final attack. Ash, knowing that they can't beat this thing head to head, needs to create an opening. Krokorok then starts to glow as stones begin to surround it. Is this Stone Edge? Ash questions. Well then, let's put this to the test. Krokorok, ready yourself. The Croc takes a battle stance. At the order of their trainers, both Pokemon move to strike, as the stones are filed at Conkeldurr, but the fighting type uses its focus power to cut through them like knives through butter. Unfortunately though, each stone costs a little bit of the move's energy, weakening it slowly, until both Pokemon are on top of each other, and a stone connects with Conkeldurr as it lands a massive punch to the gut of Krokorok. The two stand there, looking at each other, both collapsing from the battle, making it a draw. Man, Ash thinks, as he recalls his Mon. What's wrong? Alder asks, recalling his. I really thought we had that one. We were so close, Ash comments. Laughing, Alder remarks that Ash treats it like that it was the end of the battle. We still have one more to go. Smiling, that's true, Ash says, as he turns to Riolu. What do you say, buddy? Let's end this battle the way we started the first one, against Alder. Together. Without hesitation, Riolu jumps in, awaiting the opponent it and Ash know is coming. So, Ash, you want it like that? Well, I have no objections. Accelgor, you're up! The speed demon bug takes to the field, just as fast as ever. Accelgor, can you feel it? These two, they are far different than the last time we battled. We need to be ready. Taking his position, Accelgor nods in agreement with its trainer. Well, buddy, let's not keep them waiting. Use Quick Attack. Alder counters with the Bug Buzz. Accelgor begins to vibrate at such a high speed, the frequency causes Riolu to stop, covering its ears. Alder remembers Riolu's lack of sight, and is banking on its other senses being heightened. Riolu is unable to focus, barely being able to hear its trainer's calls. Alder realizes that though this may be a good defense, he will eventually have to go on the attack. So, telling Accelgor to move in, Alder orders a Focus Blast. Riolu is finally able to hear its trainer and responds with an Aura Sphere. The two moves collide, but Riolu is pushed back, as its attack was the weaker of the two. Ash, wanting to finally put some damage on the board, orders Riolu to use another Quick Attack, but to keep its ears covered. Alder wants to keep his advantage up, ordering Accelgor to use Acid Spray. Riolu is able to outpace this, allowing it to connect with Ash's next order, a Force Palm. This hits like a truck, adding the secondary effect of paralysis to the mix. Alder looks on. It's impressive how far this kid has come in the last year. I wonder just how far he has come. Let's find out. Accelgor, Bug Buzz once more. As the sound penetrates Riolu's ears, it begins to feel Ash's emotions, like its trainer is sensing its pain, but to remain calm. Riolu relaxes, allowing it to focus. Though it's having trouble sensing through the vibrations, eventually Riolu pinpoints Accelgor, firing an Aura Sphere at the command of its trainer. This does connect, as Accelgor is stricken with paralysis, stopping the Bug Buzz. Well, Alder, it seems things are far different than they were last time we battled. I'll admit that, Ash, but that doesn't mean the results will be any different, as he orders Accelgor to get in close. Able to push through the paralysis, Accelgor does so, to the surprise of our heroes. Before they can respond, Alder orders an attack to regain some of the health they lost. Giga Drain. A green aura begins to seep from Riolu as Accelgor grabs onto it. Ash's ace begins to struggle. It can't break the grip of Accelgor. It's quickly losing strength. Ash and Riolu are beginning to panic together, unsure of what to do. This is when Iris speaks up again. Ash, Riolu, calm down. If you panic, you lose. These words echo with the two, causing Riolu and Ash's emotions to begin to align. This sparks a surge of aura from Riolu that breaks the hold. Ash smiles. Well, Alder, now you'll see what we can really do, as Riolu fires an Aura Sphere, taking its transformation in the process. Alder watches as Accelgor is thrown into the ground, as it is caught by the attack. Well, this is unexpected, the old man thinks. Alder, when we are pushed to our limits, a new level of power is unleashed. Riolu, use Quick Attack. It flashes across the battlefield, connecting at the speed of light. Alder, however, isn't looking at Riolu. He's looking at Ash. I wonder, he thinks to himself. Accelgor, time to shake it off. we have work to do. Use Bug Buzz. As the vibrations echo throughout the area, Riolu seems to be affected by them, but nowhere near as much as before. But Ash, on the other hand, he's losing focus. Trying to push through the loud sound, Riolu can still move and fires an aura sphere to break the attack. This forces Accelgor to put up some sort of defense to the aura energy. But Alder notices something. The attack isn't as potent as before. Oh, is that it? Well then, I think we have a chance. Bug Buzz once more. Accelgor fires the vibrations once again. At the order of its trainer, it holds nothing back. This does stop Riolu in its tracks, and Ash drops to his knees, unable to stand the ear-piercing sound. Now, Alder begins to see what he thought would happen. The transformation starts to fade. Ordering Accelgor to keep it up, Riolu loses the transformation altogether, dropping as well. Ash is now unable to make any commands, and he and Riolu are at the mercy of the two. With one final strike, Alder orders a focus blast that connects, ending the battle right then and there. Ash looks as Riolu tries to stand up. What just happened there, Ash thinks. Looks like I won this battle as well, Alder declares. Ash walks out to Riolu. Buddy, are you okay? It nods, a little upset that they lost. Well, Ash, that was fun. That transformation you have there, it seems to be very powerful, but it has a few weaknesses. Really? What do you mean? Ash questions. Well, I can say that it seems that if the trainer can't focus, then the transformation won't last. That's why I used Bug Buzz. Yes, the attack was to cause damage to Riolu, but it also broke your concentration as well. When that happened, the power wavered, leaving you two open for Accelgor to finish it. Darn, Ash says. I thought we'd finally been making progress with it, but I guess not. Well, I can say it's quite impressive, but you need to do more training with it if you hope to master it. Iris then tells Ash Alder's right. Every time you've accessed that form of Riolu's, it's just been by dumb luck. You haven't really trained to master it. That's why it runs out sometimes, like in the middle of the battle with Getsis. So you battled Getsis, did you? Alder says. I did, Ash confirms, and we lost because of that transformation. If it wasn't for Iris, then we could have been in real trouble. Well, if you want my advice, then I would focus on training without that power, as it sounds like you've been too reliant on it in recent battles. You think so? Ash questions. Yes, the old man replies. And you should always listen to your elders. Iris, Silent, can you help me train? Ash asks. You bet. After all, I have to get ready for a possible title defense, Iris says, so it will only help me. Silent agrees with this as well, saying that the flavor will be one that only comes around once in a lifetime. Alder tells the group they can stay the night, so they will be well rested for the last leg of their journey to Aspertia. The next morning, the group says their goodbyes. As they leave, Ash wonders where Benga was. He never came home. Well, he did say that he was going to the battle club. They do have places to stay, Iris says. That's a shame. I wanted to battle him, Ash says, but I guess I'll have to wait for the Pokemon League. As the group arrives in Aspertia to begin the intense training regimen he and the others have planned. 3 months later, we see Ash, Iris, and Silent arriving in Nimbasa City, the site of this year's Pokemon League competition. I hope you're ready, Ash. This will be the toughest challenge you've ever taken on. Looking at Riolu, don't worry, Iris. We are more than ready, as he and Riolu look on to the flame that is lit, marking the start of the festivities. And that, my friends, is where we're going to leave things today. And that's all we have for Season 2, Part 10 of What If Ash Was Born in Unova. How'd you guys feel about this part? I know it was kind of short, and it was kind of just an in-between episode, just to get us to the league. But there was one major revelation that Ash had in his battle with Alder. The fact that if he isn't of a solid state of mind, then Riolu's transformation won't hold true. How did you guys feel about that one? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, don't forget to join me on my other platforms like Twitter and in our Discord if you'd like to get together with some like-minded people and possibly start your own content. And also, if you want to help grow the channel more and donate that little extra, you can always join my Patreon. For only $5 a month, you can get up to a week's early access to all of my videos and help us get to a larger audience. And support the channel in a way that I can never show you how truly thankful I am. But with all that being said, it's time to sign out the best way we know how, to thank the sponsors, the patrons. Silverheart Soul, Robert, Vegito Gaming 78, Andrew McCartney, Holosiv, Julian Rodriguez, Ruben Watson, Lord Explosion Murder, Assassin 139, Flyer 943, Shadow Dragon, Tavern Landlord, K McKnight, Kevin Atran, Maker YAG, Drax, Truevolt, Dalen Silva, Fox King, Dalian Petit, Warren E. Taylor, Plus Ultraman, Mega, Mike Logan, Eddie, Team Valor, and Kendall Green. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.